Hi, I'm Michael O'Hanlon at Brookings, and I wanted to attempt an answer to the question today, is what the United States just did in recent days to snatch President Maduro of Venezuela and bring him to an American court, is that unprecedented in American history? And I think the short answer is yes. There have been cases where some of what happened echoed previous interventions of one type or another, but trying to pull off this transition to a member of Maduro's own government, a longstanding Chavez-Maduro loyalist, now President Rodriguez. This is a difficult thing to pull off and hope that somehow things get better, and also that she does anything that we want her to do. So I think of precedents in the form, for example, of the overthrow of Manuel Noriega in Panama in 1989, or Ferdinand Marcos in the Philippines in the 1980s. In each of those cases, those strongman leaders had essentially rejected the results of a democratic election and ignored the will of their own people. And in each of those cases, the United States had military bases already in the country at issue, military personnel who could help carry out the operation from within. Despite the lack of bases in Venezuela, our military performed beautifully, but of course we don't really have them left in the country any longer. President Trump has said he's going to try to avoid boots on the ground. I understand that. I think I agree with that, but I also don't believe that offers great prospects for success. So again, in both Panama, 89, and a few years earlier in the Philippines, we had an incumbent waiting, a democratically elected successor that we could support and that their own people had shown support for, which made it less likely their army or police would crumble away or fight us or fight each other. Here we're trying to do something more akin to what Secretary Rumsfeld wanted to do by some accounts in Iraq, replace Saddam Hussein with a kinder, gentler dictator, but without a big U.S. military operation, without rebuilding the Iraqi military or police. And of course, President Bush ultimately rejected that idea as unlikely to work and sort of unbecoming, unworthy of the idea of improving Iraq rather than just getting rid of the worst in favor of someone slightly less bad. Of course, the Iraq war didn't turn out very well. It was a huge effort, and so maybe going for something a little bit less ambitious is reasonable, but I think the prospects for success are low to modest. So I hope President Trump is ready for an outcome that doesn't match his expectations. In the event that he does that, I suppose the harm would have been modest or minimal, primarily in the realm of international law. But I do worry about getting dragged into another quagmire, and I think that's still a distinct possibility. You can find more from a number of my brilliant colleagues who know Venezuela better than I do at brookings.edu.